Welcome to the Get Real podcast. I'm Austin, your host, and today we're going to talk about a purely hypothetical situation that's just a pure rumor. It's just a good what if. What if this happened and how the league could be changed by it? The rumor right now is that LeBron James and the Lakers are really interested in trading for a Damian Lillard if he's available, and that they're looking to package a deal around Lonzo Ball and including possibly Ingram and Kuzma. Now, despite if this trade is real or not, one thing's for sure. The way currently right now the Lakers are constructed, that is a 5th or 6th seed maybe. Right now they're struggling. They can score. They can actually score pretty decent despite not having a great team threat from shooting threes. They're really good at scoring in the paint. Kuzma can shoot. Ingram, he's all right. He's a average to above average player, still finding himself. But their guard situation in Rondo, he's been suspended for that fights. And Lonzo's a fine player. He's actually really upticked his shot from three, but nobody's breaking out. It's just a bunch of young guys, some kids, a few okay players, some players do the same thing. JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, and LeBron. And that's it. Now, if you pair LeBron with a guy like Damian Lillard, at worst, you have a similar situation in Cleveland because Lillard and Kyrie Irving are similar in the aspect that they don't play make a lot. They're score-first point guards, but LeBron can work with that. He's familiar with that, and Lillard's just, he's an assassin. I mean, having that kind of scoring punch, that kind of shooting on this team would go a long way for him. So there are certain things that would have to happen for this to even be considered. One, Portland has to want to trade Lillard. That would only happen if one of two things. One, obviously, if Lillard asks for a trade, that changes everything. He hasn't. As far as I know, he hasn't. But there's also the possibility that the ownership and management go, okay, with Lillard, McCollum, Yusuf Nurkic, this is as good as the team gets, and which is a middle-tier playoff team. Do they want to keep it like that and be Memphis and make playoffs for quite a few years but never really get there? I mean, it'll put seats in the stands, but long term you won't get anywhere. Eventually, that athleticism and that shooting touch will erode as these players get older, and they don't have cap space to get someone else because they tied their contracts to Harkless, to Evan Turner. It's just, there's nothing they can really do outside of staying pat, which is why the only acquisitions they have this offseason was Seth Curry and Stauskas. Not terrible, but they really didn't move anywhere. And they don't have a history of really drafting well either. So here's why LA would do it outside of, hey, add a star. Damian Lillard is signed until 2021 when he's 30. And he should still be good by the time he's 30. And if you trade Lonzo Ball and let's say LeBron seems to like Ingram, let's say you throw in Kuzma, because right now his trade value must be sky high from how he's lighting it up. That gives them a natural point guard, a pass first point guard. Your offensive load then goes to CJ McCollum, and now you got Kuzma as your starting big man, which don't really have any great starting bigs, but having a stretch four like Kuzma, stretch the floor, it can really work with that Kuzma Nurkic front court. It can still remain competitive, but also have those young pieces. Me personally, I would just think it's hilarious if Lonzo Ball went to Portland, Oregon to play for the Trailblazers, because just because his dad has talked so much trash saying, all my three boys going to play in LA, they're Lakers for life, my son is going to be the best player, he's already better than Steph Curry, and he's going to be better than Michael Jordan, yada yada, and now your son's in a small market team in Portland. I just personally, I would love to see that for my own amusement, but another reason that I can think of just off the top of my head of why the Lakers would go all in on this is you trade for Lillard. He's under contract. You still got one max spot left. I stated previously that I don't think many stars would go to LA, but if you already have one in a trade, maybe someone like a DeMarcus Cousins is more likely to join, especially because Cousins won't have a home after this season because he'll be a free agent. He won't sign with the Golden State Warriors again because he'll be seeking a max contract out, not $5 million like he did this year. That was purely because of his injury situation. So picture a scenario where they trade for Lillard and they sign Cousins the following year. Oh, now your starting lineup can be, if they keep Josh Hart, Lillard, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, LeBron James, Cousins. If Cousins is even 75% of the player he was before that nasty injury, that's still an all-star. That's still a pretty good big who can stretch the floor and do a little bit of everything. That's a contender. And who knows, maybe Kevin Durant leaves the Golden State Warriors and goes to New York, or just, who knows, maybe Klay Thompson leaves. Maybe Draymond Green wants a bigger role and more money somewhere else. It's possible. So why not go for it? On a side note, if Portland really wanted to embrace the trading situation, really wanted to fully rebuild, you can trade Lillard, like I said, for Lonzo Ball / Ingram or Kuzma, and then trade CJ McCollum to a team like Philly, and you can get a Fultz maybe. He was the number 1 overall pick last year before this past draft, and he has potential. You could have young pieces and Lonzo Ball, Fultz, either Ingram or Kuzma, and you have foundation. You'll have a young foundation, and I'm sure Philly wanting to add that star like a CJ McCollum who would fit that system beautifully, I might add, getting a shooting guard who can shoot from anywhere on the floor and can really handle the ball well too. He's a jack of all trades, really good teammate, really good presence. Good with the media, very good player. He's a B+ player, very solid, like borderline close to all-star level, but he would fit perfectly with Philly. So if Portland really thought, damn, this is as good as we're going to get, let's trade while their value is high and really go for it, the potential is, hey, you could have 3 or 4 young guys, 2 of which that could become stars, and then I'm sure Philly will add some potential picks, and it could really work for them. Now, all this could just not happen, and this will die in a week like most NBA rumors do, but I found it personally fun to think about. What do you guys think? Let me know. As always, this is the Get Real podcast, and thanks for listening.